When a wildfire tore through Lahaina, Hawaii earlier this year, no alerts warned the public about the firestorm headed their way. CBS News Investigates found at least a dozen other instances where disasters hit communities that got little to no warning from emergency managers. CBS News national investigative correspondent Stephen Stock dug into what goes into those decisions.
We have so many fires right now. I don't know what the cross street is for each one.
Something where we should be evacuating?
No, they're actually up on the mountain.
Just be advised, multiple fires in the Zone 3 area. You're going to be.
I never had a more hectic 6 hours of my life
than here during this.
And, this was the most hectic 6 hours of my life.
Losing battle, though. These homes are going up pretty fast.
I could see it moving across the ridge. About 2 o'clock, I'd start trying to call my mom. And I tried her multiple times, no answer.
Yeah, it'll need to be an evacuation. We're still running into a lot of people still in bed.
We knew it was bad, but we didn't really know where it was.
She called me. And I don't even know how I got a sentence out before I said, Mom, I've been trying to reach you. There's a big fire. And she said, my house is on fire. She just told me she couldn't get out. The whole house was on fire. Everything outside was fire.
Look back behind me. You can see what's left of the Journeys Inn mobile home park.
And then she's coughing. And then I just converted to like a child and just told her over and over again, I love you, Mommy. That's what I just kept saying until we heard her scream. And then the phone went dead.
This was all that was left of 2 neighborhoods in Santa Rosa, California, obliterated by the 2017 Nuns Tubbs wildfire. The fire swept down from the hills and killed 24 residents in Sonoma County, including Jessica Tunis's mom, Linda.
I had no idea it was that close to her. I double-checked, was there an evacuation order that I missed? No.
Linda Tunis and others never got a warning, never got notice, never got an evacuation order. The Sonoma County Emergency Services Director at the time chose not to send an alert, concerned mass evacuations could hinder responders.
We simply didn't have a process that was able to handle getting the information from the field and then getting it out to the public.
Sam Wallace was not in charge then, but was in the Emergency Operations Center in the middle of all the confusion.
We were in a situation where we were having problems visualizing where that danger was.
And you were alerting some folks whose house had already burned down.
We believe that, yeah.
Like Linda Tunis's neighborhood, alerted only after she died.
Absolutely, they made a mistake. Absolutely made a mistake.
The public frequently gets alerts from the National Weather Service, but we discovered more than a dozen examples when alerts from emergency managers or law enforcement came too late or not at all. Like Superstorm Sandy, when many people along the East Coast did not get alerts to take action. Texas experienced what officials called a lack of coordination with alerts during that infamous winter storm when 246 people died. That same year, New York City officials said alerts came too late when Hurricane Ida caused 91 deaths in 9 states. Hundreds in Colorado didn't get alerted in time during the state's most destructive wildfire. Later, local authorities determined they need to streamline how warnings are sent out. And most recently, on Maui, emergency managers decided not to sound the island's warning sirens during that firestorm.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. The sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis.
Nearly 100 people died.
Every time this happens, I think, why have these people not learned from our tragedy, what we went through here?
We asked that question to the heads of FEMA at a conference of emergency managers.
Does it kind of break your heart? You got the technology, it just wasn't used.
Absolutely. It does break my heart when we know we have a technology that can be used to keep people informed and safe, and it's not used.
Why does this keep happening again and again?
We have to focus our efforts on reaching out to communities, get them the understanding and the comfort level with using this to be able to get that message out there. And we are committed to continuing to work with communities across the nation to help them feel comfortable and confident in their skills to properly alert those that are in harm's way.
FEMA requires training for emergency managers who send out alerts. I took the online course myself and found it's focused on rules, laws, and systems, not as much on how and when to alert. I took the training, the 2 hour, and I flunked the test.
Oh my goodness.
It was hard, but it was 3/4 of the way through before we start talking about decision making. Do we need to beef that up?
Maybe we need to create a more hands-on follow-up mandatory training that is all about implementing and using the system. I'll take that back.
California has changed its law. The state now mandates emergency managers err on the side of notifying the public during emergencies.
If we wait too long, then even if the information is accurate, it may not be effective. So one of the techniques that we employ here is, as soon as we think that there's a significant issue, we're just going to issue an alert. We're going to wake everybody up.
Should you have woken people up in 2017?
Yes.
Does that keep you up at night when you think about that?
Yeah.
Does there need to be a national standard, much like California did after Santa Rosa?
Well, I think maybe a national standard. I would not want to mandate something across everybody in this case.
Jessica Tunis is advocating for a nationwide policy to push the button when in doubt.
And send alert.
Something she regrets was not in place for her mom.
I wish I'd left my job and just gone to get her. I would have been fired, and they would have been correct, but she would have been alive. I live with that guilt.
Stephen Stock, CBS News.
Stephen Stock joins us now to talk more about his extraordinary reporting. I have to tell you, Stephen, hearing Jessica recounting that phone conversation that she had with her mother at the very end of her life, it's gut-wrenching. Talk to us more about the national standard that she wants. Yeah, how would that national standard work? We can understand why she wants it, but it was interesting to hear FEMA Administrator Diane Criswell say that she wasn't in favor of a national standard.
Well, and she wants a standard, but maybe not to mandate that. She
Right,
doesn't want
okay.
to, quote, tell other locals what to do. But you're exactly right. Jessica does. And she says that's why she talked to us, because this was gut-wrenching for her as well. Very emotional to recount talking to her mom as her mom died. I mean, that's essentially what she did. It would work, Lana, similar to California's law. At least that's how Jessica envisions it, which mandates, when in doubt, alert. The state law there is modeled on changes that took place immediately there in Sonoma County after that Nuns Tubbs fire. Emergency managers say the new approach to erring on the side of alerting has already worked to save lives in subsequent fires. They also tell me they make no apologies for issuing the third most alerts in the country. As Sam Wallace told me, he'd rather wake people up than have them die. Lana?
Absolutely. Stephen, this issue really came to the forefront of the national discussion after Maui. Do we know yet what all went wrong there?
It's still early. The state attorney general there in Hawaii has ordered an independent investigation into exactly how that fire was handled, both before, during, and after. The emergency manager that you saw there in our piece, who chose not to sound the sirens there, later resigned a couple of months later, citing health reasons. The state's final report is not expected to be released publicly until late next year. We'll stay on it and let you know.
Absolutely. Stephen Stock, thank you.